Welcome to PA Timber Ghost. Today is July 10th and it's time to sight the Tikka in. I already fired 2 rounds off, but today we're going to start out with a 180 grain bullet, and then we're going to go to my custom load 150 grain bullet. You really can't tell the difference between the two. Basically it's the same soft point bullet, except this one's a little duller. This was loaded a few years ago, and this is my recent load. So the only way you can tell them apart is the brass looks a little cleaner. One of these is a Remington brass, which would be my 180 grain, and the other one is a Nosler brass. So we will see what we can do with that. I always use notebook paper, and I have a shoot and see dot in the middle. And so far I fired 2 rounds at this at 25 yards. There's the first one, there's the second one. It's pretty close. Now we're going to shoot at the 50-yard target and a 100-yard target. I'm going to sight it in with the 180 grain, and then I'm going to shoot the 150 grain, and we'll see how far apart they are. It's pretty quiet here today. We had a heck of a thunderstorm yesterday, so now it's pretty cool. And you can hear the roosters in the background. Let's see what we can do here with the rifle. Anytime you shoot under a roof, it increases the decibels from the muzzle blast. It definitely is hard on the ears. So I have foam plugs, and these are actually handgun earphones. They have a higher decibel rating. These have a 32 decibel rating reduction. Let's fire a couple rounds, and then we'll go up and see what we got at 50 yards. Going to shoot the 180s first. Put 3 rounds in my clip. See what we can do here. Gun's a little tight. It's going to take a little while till this breaks in. There we go. All right, see what we can do here. Get lined up for a shot. Very close. It's about 1 inch to the right. So I'm not sure if that's me. We'll fire another round here. Okay, a little scope adjustment. Pretty close. We're going to move it to the left a little bit. 2 clicks. Give it about 4 clicks to the left. See if this will fire 1 round at a time with the clip in it. There we go. That's better. Just fire 1 round. I don't like stripping them off the clip. I don't have to. Pretty impressive. 1 more. We'll go up and take a look at our 50-yard target. Actually, I think we'll shoot the 50 and 100, and we'll see what we come out with here. I'm sure this barrel is going to get very hot. Let's throw a few rounds at 100 yards. See what we can do with that one. Okay. See if we can tag that black circle at 100 yards. A little high. Take it down a couple of notches. All right, let's go see what we got. Put our chamber flag in there. Anytime you're shooting at a range, you want to have one of these. So if the range master comes along, he can tell your chamber is open. Fold this back, and we'll let that barrel cool down. Let's take a walk down here, see what we have. Okay, there's my 4 holes. This one I kind of pulled a little bit. This was the first one. Second one, I gave it 4 clicks to the left. That's a very impressive pattern. I think that'll get a deer right there. Let's check the 100-yard target and see what we got up there. That's a very respectable shot there. Here's the first round. There's the second one. So I would say my rifle's on. This range is definitely a workout. Breathe a little heavy. Everything is uphill. The entire range you have to walk uphill. So I'm going to get some exercise today. We'll put another target up here. I'll mark some of these holes, and then we'll shoot the 150 green and see where we're at. Hopefully they'll have a nice tight group like that. 308 is hard to beat in the Pennsylvania woods. It's very forgiving to the shooter, and it's lethal on deer out to about 300 yards. And most of the time you don't shoot more than 100 yards. It's usually pretty thick unless you're shooting across the open fields. But generally a 3 to 9 scope is fine for your rifle. You don't need much more than that. If you put a target scope on your rifle that has a very thin crosshairs, they will vanish in the twilight. Early in the morning, if you have a nice buck out there, you can't see the crosshairs because they're too thin. And then again in the evening, when it starts getting dark, your crosshairs will vanish. So usually when they're pretty heavy reticle. And okay, now we're gonna cover our holes up. I should have brought the stuff with me, and then we'll shoot some 150 green and see what I can do with that load. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to try our my lid back here, my 180s. Now we're going to try our 150 green custom load for a Tikka TX3, and we'll see what this load can do. It's about 300 feet per second faster than my 180 green, but it has the same muzzle energy, so I'm going to guess that it should shoot a little high, but it should also hold a very tight group. 308s are very forgiving as far as bullets. I've shot Hornadies, ELD, which is a new bullet they came out with. I've shot SSTs in it, different brands, and they all seem to hold a very tight group with that inch or inch and a half group, no matter what I've shot, even different bullet weights. And this gun has, I believe, a 1 in, I'll have to put it in the comments below. I'm not sure if it's a 1 in 10 or a 1 in 12 twist. I do believe this rifle has a 1 in 12 twist. But okay, let's see what our 150 grainers can do on a target. I have 2 dots on my target. The one on the bottom is the 180, and the fresh dot is directly above it. That'll be the 150 grain round going into that. Let's put our hearing protection in. Take our chamber flag out, set that aside, and let's see what our custom load can do. Shoot to 50. I'm just going to put one in a chamber at a time. Little to the right. Could have been me. Give it a couple of clicks to the left. Hopefully my barrel cooled down. Yeah, it's still a little warm. Fire 3 rounds at the 50. That was very impressive. One more round. Yeah, I think I need a click up, down, up, 2 clicks up. Now we're gonna let our barrel cool down. That ultralight barrel gets warm very quickly. I'm gonna leave this out of it so the air can flow through there, and I'll turn you off here for a minute. All right, let's see how much our barrel cooled off. No, that's not too bad. This barrel's stainless steel, so it cools down pretty quick. It has some flutes cut in the barrel, and definitely stiffens the barrel up, but it also helps the barrel cool down. This is definitely not a target gun. This is a hunting rifle. My my Savage 10 XP is a target rifle. It has a bull barrel on it. It weighs about 10 pounds, and it has a 20-inch barrel on it. It's definitely a beast, and it is super accurate. This comes very close to it, even though it doesn't have that big barrel on it. My Savage, I've killed a few deer with that also, but this is about 6 pounds, and this is a whole much. This is about 4 pounds lighter than the 10 XP, and hopefully I can harvest a deer with that this year. Okay, the barrel's cooled down. Let's put my hearing protection back in, and we're going to throw some rounds at the 100-yard target, and then we'll walk down range and see what we have. All right, see what we can do at 100 yards. Crank this down a little bit, up. I'm gonna give it a couple turns down. Put my brass back in the box. Very impressive. One more round, and we'll take a walk uphill and check our target. Okay, let's go see what kind of damage we did down there. That's very impressive. Okay, let's look at the bottom target. I'm kind of out of breath from walking up and down the hill. It's starting to get very humid. Okay, these are 180 greens. There's 3 rounds there. There's a flyer. And target number 2. That's a 1/2 inch group or less. They're back basically actually touching. That one I think I kind of pulled a little bit, but those 2 are almost in the same hole. It's very impressive for 150 green. And now we're going to walk down to 100 yards and see what a 100-yard target looks like. These are spread out a little bit. This one's from this one here, but these are my 150s. And my barrel's starting to heat up, so they're definitely starting to go astray. I'm going to give it a couple clicks to the left, And I'll fire a couple more rounds at that, see if I can close that pattern up, and we'll try again. But it's definitely shooting very well for a new rifle. Hand loads are the way to go, most definitely. Welcome back. This is the second day of the range test of the Tikka TX3. Today I have 2 targets, and I'm going to shoot 3 rounds at each target. I'm shooting from a cold barrel today, so it'll be more of a realistic test. I did have 2 touching holes at 50 yards and 2 touching holes at 100 yards. And the barrel was getting a little warm on me, so my bullets were starting to fly a little bit. Today is the second day of the range test, and we'll see what we can do today. Let's see what kind of group I can get out of firing 6 rounds, 3 at each target. And I'm at 100 yards. I'm going to put these targets up and you can actually see the impacts. So hopefully we'll get some good groups today. I need some practice with the new rifle. It is a little on the light side, so it's a little bit tougher to shoot. And it's another humid, steamy day. I'm sweating already. I've only been here a few minutes. And let's see what we can do with our 150 grain custom loads. Pretty quiet today. Okay, see what we can do with these 2 targets and 6 rounds. Hopefully I can get a 1-inch group or less. Let's see what we can do. Let her rip. I fired 3 rounds at each target. Tikka's guarantee is 1 MOA, and I would tend to agree with that. There's one dead center. This is the first one. That was a flyer. Light gun is very hard to shoot. So there's 2 rounds there. I actually fired 3 at this one. There's one there and there's one there. So where did the 3rd round go? I'm not really sure. That's a single hole there. So there's 2 touching again. There's another double hole. So I would say that Tikka's 1 MOA lives up to its name. There's another double hole at 100 yards, even though it didn't hit where it was supposed to. Get my target to stay up there. It's very humid, and that's very impressive once again. Thanks for watching PA Timber Goose. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of the TX3 Range Time and some custom hand loads. As always, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.